Picture this, a company with a vision to change cinema forever, a revolution that put you, the audience, first. But instead, it became one of the most spectacular crashes in modern startup history. It's a story about ambition, a brilliant idea, and a dream that just burned way, way too bright.
Just let that sink in for a second. The entire movie experience, the huge screen, the booming surround sound, all of it, for less than the price of a snack. I mean, it was an offer that felt like straight-up magic. And we all know magic always has a price. This is the story of how a company totally changed the way we watched movies, and then completely collapsed under the weight of its own impossible promise.
So what exactly was this unbelievable offer? What was the simple, almost perfect idea that got millions of people hooked and looked like it was absolutely destined to win?
Okay, the concept itself, it was genius. The Netflix for theaters. You pay one flat fee, and you could see any movie, as many times as you want it. It was this grand promise to open up the cinema, to make that big screen experience available to literally everyone.
And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? When something seems that good to be true, it almost always is. The thing is, the catch wasn't buried in some fine print. No, it was baked right into the DNA of the company itself.
But an idea this big doesn't just appear out of thin air. This thing didn't start with a huge explosion. It started with a quiet, steady vision that took years and years to even get off the ground.
So for about 6 years, MoviePass was just this small, kind of niche service. The founders, Stacy Spikes and Hamid Watt, they had the vision. But the big theater chains like AMC, they saw it as a threat. They fought back. And then 2017 happened. An acquisition changed everything, and the company was suddenly on a collision course with destiny.
And this is the moment the story goes from a slow burn to an absolute raging inferno. The new leadership had one single goal: grow. Grow as fast as possible, no matter what it took.
This number, this one price point, is what turned a little startup into a massive cultural phenomenon. $9.99 a month for unlimited movies. The entire internet just lost its mind. It was completely insane. Because, well, it was.
And the result of that price drop was immediate and just staggering. They went from 20,000 subscribers to over 3 million. People were going to the movies every single day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. For movie fans, it was heaven. For MoviePass, it was a ticking time bomb.
And here's why. The math was devastatingly simple. You paid them less than $10 a month. But for every single ticket you bought, MoviePass was paying the theater the full price, $10, $12, sometimes $15. They were losing millions of dollars every single day.
You can only run on hype for so long, right? The incredible numbers just couldn't be ignored. The dream was turning into an absolute nightmare, and the company began to just spiral out of control.
By 2018, this was the reality. The company was bleeding out over $40 million a month. Think about that. The more people used the service they loved, the faster the company was dying. And the desperation became so obvious. First they said, okay, only one movie a day. Fine. Then they started blocking the big, popular new releases. And finally, and this is truly unbelievable, they started changing people's passwords, literally locking their most loyal and most expensive customers out of the app.
By September 2019, that was it. The service was shut down. Millions of users just lost access overnight. The company filed for bankruptcy, leaving behind a trail of broken promises. The party was officially over.
So after all the dust settled from that explosion, what did we actually learn? Let's unpack the huge cautionary tale that MoviePass became.
You know, at the end of the day, MoviePass had this world-changing idea, but they completely forgot the most basic rule of business. You have to actually survive long enough to succeed. Their chase for growth above all else was a fatal mistake. They had the beautiful vision of a dreamer, but they just ignored the simple, brutal math.
And that's really the question we're left with, isn't it? Was MoviePass this noble failure that just tried to give too much to its customers? Or was it just a story about reckless ambition and a business model that was fundamentally broken from day one? You know, maybe the truth is, it was both. A dream that, for one brief shining moment, made us all believe in a little bit of movie magic.